is an old sitar that I bought off of eBay a few years back, and didn't really play very well. You could maybe play a major scale, but yeah, it just wasn't very good. And it's been sitting in a bag for a long time, and as you can see, I've dismantled it. Probably should have started the video before I did that. But anyway, I have taken all the pieces, most of the pieces off, the bridge, the frets. So anyway, what I'm going to do is try to make a cigar box sitar. Okay, here we are. It's July 10th. Been working somewhat on the neck here. Doing a little cutting, doing a little sanding. Right there is where this piece is going to go. And I've been working on this piece. You can see it's partially sanded. This piece is going to go right there. It's been sanded. I might do a little more on it. So, whoops. Little practice cutting over there. Got my multi-use tool. Got a little Dremel tool for a sander. Going to be working on this. And I've picked up the frets. I had the frets. I got the gut to tie the frets. Got some tuners. Strings. So yeah, there's a July 10th update. Okay, time for another update. Got the long board that'll be going through the box, and then the fretboard. The hardest part is going to be tying on the actual frets. But you can see I did some wood burning there at the MG Mountain Hawk. And the big news of the day, we got the box. See the nice, well, if I can get it out of the box, fret holes carved by Liza Cejudo. Yay. Thank you, Liza. There you go. Well, it's June 13th. Putting pieces on. Got the tuners on. Got the nut on there. And got the fretboard glued to the rest of the neck. So there's the neck. That's where the box will be. Or it'll be running through the box. Well, I have the first two frets tied on with string. The stuff I bought is harder than shit to work with. So I'm just using regular old string. We'll see how that works in the end. Okay, more progress. There's what it looks like on the inside at the moment. Got everything cut out. Got the piezo pickup hole cut out. And I have a third fret on. Got 3 frets on now. Did a little more wood burning. A little bit more design there. And then looking at the other end of the spectrum, did a little more burning. And then we got, gonna have 6 strings on this baby. And if it doesn't fall off. So there's the back. And then, because they're going to be loop strings, they'll loop around here. So what was on the original sitar was this. Actually, it'd be like that. But I opted to go for that. So here's my string tied. Alright, we're moving on. Okay, tonight I got the frets on. I have 18 out of the 20 frets that I had on the old one. So not bad. Now some of these may move once I get the strings on. That's the idea, to get it in tune. You'll notice what's different on a sitar is these frets stick up, right? So you can put your finger down here, the string goes on top, you bend. So it's not like a guitar fretboard. Completely different. Going on down, whee, and there's the end. So tomorrow I will join it with the box and we'll start stringing and tuning and see how she sounds. Now on a, okay, so there's the neck that would go on it, or the neck, duh, I'm tired, the bridge. On a typical sitar, pretending that we have a body here, you have your 7 strings up here that run on over top of the frets. Then below you have sympathetic strings, which is generally 11 to 13 of those that run under the frets. Obviously I have no tuners up here, so this is not going to have the sympathetic bridge or the sympathetic strings. It's going to have 6 strings out of the 7. Normally 2 of them run up here, and you would have them up here, but obviously that we're not going to do that, so I drilled one more hole in here that was 5 before, so I got 6. Generally the top 2 are drone strings. I won't throw any Indian terms your way. I plan on having the top 2 be those drone strings, so I'll basically be missing one in between somewhere, and I'll figure that out when I put the strings on. So we have the box attached to the neck. I still gotta attach that, and I need to do some adjustments to this because it's too high right now, and then we'll be putting strings on. Okay folks, Mike's dumbass error number 1. It took forever to tie all these things on. I mean, I spent all last night. Guess what? It matters. If you look at this, let me lay it down. If you look at that, see how it's a little higher and then it curves down? So it should be like that. I had all but like a few upside down. So I went to put the strings on and it ain't freaking playing right. They're not playing right at all. I thought, and I cut some of this off because it looked too high, and I'm not so sure now, so I may have to build back onto the bridge. So possibly 2 screw-ups, but that one's a major one because guess what? Now I'm about out of string. So I got to get more string, and I just delayed this. I was hoping to have it up and playing tonight. So anyway, there you go folks. Mike's dumbass error admitted right here. I always do something. This was going too good. I knew it was going too good. And it looks really nice. But you know what? If it looks nice and sounds like shit, that is not going to cut it. So I'm going to figure this out and get this thing playing. Okay, so an update. Got frets back on. I'm actually have 2 strings on now. So I'm getting her stringed up, getting ready to put a 3rd one on. And if I can get this clear, it's probably hard to see. You have to make a, dang, you have to make a loop. And then it goes on underneath over here, out over here. Ooh, moving too fast. Did you get dizzy? Anyway, I just noticed though, I already got a fret that broke. So I'm going to have to retie that one. Not an easy project. So I'm trying to fix that, get a 3rd string on, and hopefully maybe tomorrow night get it finished. Strung up, plug it in, and play. Well, here it is with all 6 strings on it. Now the big test. See what it sounds like. Okay, I think I've been recording all this time. Here it is. I can't really get all of it in the picture, but I don't know. I'm not liking it at the moment. I think we still need a lot of work. Let's plug it in just to see if it actually makes some sound. But right now I think it sounds like crap. But it might be I just got to get the strings to stay in tune. Okay, and I gotta figure out how to hold it. Oh, got some delay in it. Well, I finally got this thing going, staying reasonably in tune. I'm still working with it a little bit. Because it's a square cigar box guitar, it's not rounded like a sitar, so I got a pillow wedged under it and my arm on it to kind of keep it where I can play it. Hope you can hear it. I unplugged it because it just sounded like crap. So I got to work with the settings in my DAW anyway. So there it is. I'm going to work with it a little bit and try and do a video and do something as soon as I get a good sound. But here it is in all its glory.